Hi guys, David Stone here with another episode of Living Fearlessly. And today I want to talk a little bit about all the COVID-19 stuff that's going on. It is still going on. It is looking like it's going to be here for a long time yet. And, back in March and April, we were all saying maybe it'll go away, maybe it'll be a couple of months or whatever. Well, it's not going away anytime soon. And one of the things that I've been noticing, because there's a lot of advice floating around about how to practice self-care in stressful times like this, and it's wonderful advice. It's really, really good stuff, and I think it's a great idea. Yeah, to make sure that you take time for yourself. Step away, read a book, make yourself a hot cup of tea. Go for a walk, breathe deeply. All that advice that we're being given is wonderful advice. The only hesitation that I've got about it is that it is, like so many medications, it deals with the symptoms, but it doesn't take out the root cause of the anxiety that you're feeling, the worry, the stress, the anxiety that we're feeling. Now, of course, you can say, well, the only way you can take out the root cause is by eliminating COVID-19. Well, that would, take away this cause of this particular round of stress. But as soon as it's gone, something else will come along. The point is there will always be something that we can be anxious about, that we can be stressed about, that we can be worried about. And will we constantly then say, well, I got to wrap myself in a weighted blanket, or I've got to, breathe deeply every time? Wouldn't it be better if we could find techniques that would allow us to not get anxious and worried and stressed in the first place? Now, you might say, well, how can I not get stressed or worried or anxious when all this bad stuff's happening? Well, the truth is that we don't have to get anxious about it. I wrote a blog a while back about the difference between being concerned about something and taking something seriously and getting all worried and anxious about it. They're two very different activities. For example, if I'm walking down a very busy street and there's a lot of traffic, and I'm in New York City, and there's traffic all over the place, and tons of people walking, and pedestrians everywhere, and cars coming this way and that way. And I can take that situation and I can say, okay, I'm going to have to pay very careful attention to my surroundings because I don't want to get hit by a bus or a taxi or, run over by somebody on a bicycle. So I'm paying careful attention. But that does not mean that I'm worried about it or that I'm all filled with anxiety about it or stressed about it. Paying attention and taking a situation seriously is one thing. And, in this COVID-19 situation, yeah, we have to do that. But being anxious about it is something completely different. And there is no requirement to be worried or to be anxious or to be stressed about it. We can be careful, we can pay attention, we can be mindful without being anxious. And that's what I like to encourage you to do, is to learn how to separate those two things, because a serious response is important. If I'm driving my car and it's rush hour and there's busy traffic on the highway, I'm taking it seriously and I'm paying very careful attention, but I'm not stressed about it and I'm not anxious about it. I've heard people say that pain is inevitable, meaning that there will always be situations in which we're uncomfortable, that are unpleasant and challenging, etc. That's inevitable. Life comes at us and throws these things at us, these challenges. But so that pain is inevitable, but the suffering is a different thing. See, suffering says, yes, I'm uncomfortable, but why did this happen to me? Life's unfair. This shouldn't be happening to me. Why did they do this? Why didn't the government do that? Why didn't my boss? That's the suffering. And that part is not necessary at all. We can deal with the challenging situation. We can deal with the actual pain of the circumstance. It'll go away. But what we don't need to do is to have that anxiety and suffer the emotional pain of that anxiety and that worry and that stress. So go ahead, make yourself a cup of tea, nice chamomile tea, and curl up with a good book and breathe deeply and go for a long walk. Absolutely do those things. They really are useful. They're great no matter, even when you're feeling wonderful. You can feel even more wonderful. But don't forget that those are treating the symptoms of your anxiety. And let's root out the anxiety itself by deciding that I'm not going to get anxious about this situation. I'll deal with it and I will take the appropriate action, but I'm not going to get all worked up and stressed about that so that I need then to comfort myself. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. If you'd like to talk to me, right down there, please. There's my email address. You can send that to me personally. If you've got any comments that you don't want, I'd love for you to share comments. And please do that here on YouTube. Share your comments, but get in touch with me personally. That email comes straight to me. Nobody else filters it. And of course, please subscribe to our channel here and comment on it and like it, share it with everybody else, because I'm going to be back here again real soon, probably tomorrow, with another video for you to remove anxiety and live fearlessly.